Morning.
Morning. Oh, good morning, Lata. I thought it is not muted.
Okay. So the question is, whom do you consider as a Siddha Purusha? That is the question. What do you think is a Siddha Purusha?
This question is to whom? Lata?
To both of you.
No, to both of us.
Oh.
So you can also answer. Siddha Purusha has Brahmajnana or has no individuality and isn't Brahman.
Okay.
Is it a person who is either realized? I think it is a realized person. Just realized, and then he is now next stage for him is liberation.
Very good. That is not the right answer.
Obviously. Otherwise it is obvious, right? Siddha Pragya.
No. That will make you liberated.
Siddha. That means he has achieved one level of spirituality.
Right. But what does that mean?
I think you were mentioning earlier, person who there are various siddhis, and the person who is achieved the spiritual side of siddhi is siddha. If a person has done siddhi towards laukika, then he is not siddha.
So today I thought to give you clarity on what is liberation and what is realization. Because I felt there are a lot of miscommunication from my side either, or a lot of misunderstanding from your side. Or it can be a combination of both. Okay, so a siddhi or a siddha, if we were to use the word Siddha Purusha, it means a person who has command over the 5 elements. He can control the elements. A very startling example is Shirdi Sai Baba. He can create anything in water. He can create anything in fire. He can create anything in earth. He can create anything in space. So if somebody has the authority to command 5 elements, he is a Siddha Purusha.
Okay.
That's all what it is.
How do you define that authority? See,
You command, you say,
the Babas, Sai Babas, they have created from something from nothing. That means in the space they can create gold, anything they can do it.
yes.
Okay, as per your understanding, your explanation, the person who is having a command over this one. See, I was thinking that time when you said command means they know how to detach from these 5 things. Now what you are talking is they can mix anytime those 5 things and they can create.
Because they are not attached to it.
But if you are not attached, can you create? Because that is against the rule of nature.
Okay, very nice. So, but tell me one thing. How is your body made? This is exactly the question what I asked my wife few minutes ago before Lata joined. How is your body growing?
My body is growing based on the DNA of my parents, number one. Number two, what I do, what I eat, and what I think.
Okay, so
and the nature. And the nature here. What is that? The nature around us.
Okay, so are you able to command 5 elements, how they should grow in your body?
Yeah, see, for me that happens through the nature. Organically it happens. But my influence is there in that. But my influence is I have to feed right term, the right food, then I think body will be in a healthy state. If I don't do that, it will die, or it will have some negative impact in the form of rogas.
No, but you have gone somewhere else. My question is straight. Do you have authority to command what the food should do in your stomach?
No, you don't have any power.
No.
Right. So
I have command only till it comes to my mouth. Afterwards,
that also you don't have. If you have paralysis of hand,
That also you don't have.
you cannot. You have no power.
That is there, right? How do you say that is not there? See,
It's not there. If you have paralysis of the mouth, you cannot open the mouth. Simple. And this is the clarity I wanted to give it today. You have no authority.
So it depends on which you are thinking.
Yes.
The mind you, or is a consciousness you.
See, the moment you say I can do it, then you are totally wrong.
Then the definition of prayatna.
Try it out.
See, whatever the prayatna happens, we attach that one to through my manas I did it.
But what
We are using it that way. Through my manas I am doing it means I have some freedom and I am using that freedom to do it. I can decide through intellect. So bringing the food up to my mouth, yes, assumption is my body is working, and so I am hungry, and then I am bringing and I am eating food up to that. But after going in, I don't have much control. A small control will be there. Emotionally, if I am down, digestion will be slow. If I have not slept properly, digestion will be slow. If it is normal conditions, it will be digestion in a proper way. That is what is the experience.
No, but you are wrong. You don't have any experience at all. It's all fabricated experience. It is, the mind is saying that I am experiencing. There is nobody to experience there.
Now, if you say nobody to experience, but what I have witnessed, what I have experienced, what is that called?
But that we will come to that later. But first tell me one thing. Are you growing your body? Or is it growing on its
my
own?
body. That is yes.
You are growing your body?
Growing on its own. It's growing on its own.
If it is growing on its own, that means you don't have any authority. And you have answered your own question. If nobody is there inside the body, who is it? So you have answered it.
See, I am a little bit confused here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have any authority in this one logic. Now the body is going through a disease. I ate wrong food, for example. And it is going through a disease.
One minute, hold on. Just park your question there. Did you really eat a wrong food?
My mind says
What it says?
Yes, I ate wrong food. My mind says.
No, after the problem has happened, it will say that you ate wrong food. What if there is no problem?
That is that. No, that is that. Even then, you take one rotten mango. Sometimes because of that taste, you feel like going up to the that portion of what is that? The bad part of that mango. Then you will have doubt whether I have really, is it a good mango or I have taken something wrong. Then you will have stomachache.
Wait for a second. Who is having a doubt?
Yeah.
Who is having a doubt?
My mind.
Okay. So is the mind connected with body? Can it?
Mind is connected with the body. Yes.
No. Can it make body better? By thinking like that, did I eat a right mango? And if the answer is no, now that it knows that the mango was not good and still it ate, still that has gone into the body, can it correct it?
Now mind cannot correct it.
Then what is the point?
Gone, and you have to go through the pain.
If you were supposed to go through the pain, then your mind also cannot do anything about the body.
Mind cannot do anything with the body. Yes.
Right. Perfect.
But my so far discussion was mind will have some influence on body.
No, you see the fact. No, you see the fact what is happening. See, you just gave an example that you ate a mango which was not okay. Out of interest towards the mango, you didn't mind biting those part which was not good also. And after you sucked it, you felt that, no, this mango is not good. Okay, till that fine. Then it has gone into the stomach. What is that the mind can do now?
It has to go through the pain.
Then where is the mind?
Mind, there is one faculty where it can go through the pain and pleasure.
No, that you leave it. We will go practically. Let us forget the theory part of it, because that's not going to help any one of us. So we have to go slowly and understand what really is happening. So now you have eaten mango. It is not okay. And mind is worried about the mango. Apart from worrying, can it do anything?
No, it cannot do any curing.
Yes, that means it doesn't exist the way you think it exists. So neither the body exists the way you think it exists, nor the mind exists the way you think it exists.
Okay. But the knowledge what we had so far about the mind is wrong. That is what you are telling.
No, I didn't say it is wrong. I'm just saying, look at it. It is all the same. Whatever we have discussed so far, it is the same. And that's the reason Bhagvadgita 14th chapter talks about Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. There is no person there. And 15th chapter, 7th verse, we looked at there is no person called Jiva. It is my Amsha which is there. That's what it is, right? So now you can really see it for yourself. So who is a Siddha Purusha? He is a person who is disconnected from 5 elements.
Who is disconnected from 5 elements? Yes.
What do you mean by disconnection?
Disconnection means you know there are 5 elements, but you have no connection with that. Your mind also not thinking about those 5 elements.
Yes, so that means
that means you are disconnected for your own body.
Not only that, but
and you have not used the word 6th. That's the reason of manas I am not talking. Disconnected from 5, yes, clear. You don't have what do you call, when you are into tanmaya, that time these 5 elements are not connected with you.
But you forget all about those languages, connotation and all that. because that is going to cause more problem. It becomes only theoretical portion, which is there. I am not saying it is not there, but you have to experience this jiva as jiva. So if you want to know manashashtani indriyani, you need to forget all about theory. So what you saw now is that the 5 elements you don't have any control over the 5 elements. Agree with me? As consciousness, you have control over 5 elements, not as mind.
Now this is a contradiction.
Good one. I like it.
Good one. Yes.
Okay, so what is your explanation on this then?
See, you are talking about that energy. That energy is not doing anything. It is there.
Now that is
Then how to use the word control that?
Now you see, what you have not seen is this energy or consciousness is holding all the 5 elements together. If you were to experience,
This energy is holding all these things together. Okay.
that is what is holding everything together. There's nothing else which is holding it together.
Okay. Can you explain me the same thing? This part of logic is not holding anything, but the other part of what we have discussed so far, that energy is not doer. It is only witnesser.
Yes.
But you are telling it is a doer because it is holding. Holding is a doer. The moment you say holding.
No. Holding in the sense that what is holding this earth from not falling? Let's start with that.
Yeah. Okay. Something like force, gravitational law.
What is a force?
That force is nothing but energy.
What is energy?
Energy is that ultimate. It doesn't have any attributes, but it is power.
Which is what you are also answering that question.
Then from that side I have understood. But
No, you are not
I have
understood.
then.
No, you
What
are
is-
not.
What
No,
is
no,
na
wait.
karta na bhokta?
No, but you are not understood. You have absolutely not understood. If something
agreed.
something
Because
can,
when you explain two things, for me, it gives me a feel of contradiction. For you, it is not. Yes, not understood.
no,
Now
wait.
you explain.
Yes. So now the thing is, holding Earth is gravitation, right? Which is a force, which is an energy.
Yes.
What does Earth consist of?
5 elements.
What does your body consist of?
5 elements.
Now, if it can hold Earth, can it not hold you?
It can. It can.
Now that you have answered the question.
See, this is scientific. Agreed. Fully agreed.
No, it's not about scientific or unscientific or spiritual or non-spiritual. Na karta na bhokta is that it will not do anything what mind is doing. And hence it will not suffer or enjoy what mind is doing. All the elements.
Okay, let us not talk about mind. You talk about only this logic. Then we will come to mind.
Okay,
Mind is sixth,
see, the simple thing is, every
the na karta na bhokta and holding. Now there are two things now. Both are true as per your explanation. I can, when I approach from other side, that is true. This side, this is true. But there's a contradiction. That you try to help me to understand.
see, the contradiction here is in the meaning what you are trying to portray of na karta na bhokta. There is no karma, which is true, but there is karya. Don't you think so? There is a karya.
Okay, I think that answers probably.
Now, how
So,
yeah, go ahead.
na karta na bhokta is with respect to the karma point of view.
Yes.
But the karya point of view, it is holding. Nature law. This is called nature law, right?
Yes. So now if you want to see how Prakriti and Purusha are working, you have to go to this detailed level. Otherwise it becomes
Because I also heard in Mandukya Upanishad somewhere that finally this 5 elements is also part of this energy. Is it? Are you talking from with respect to that?
No,
Finally, it is same.
No, let us not go there, because that is going to put you more confusion into what you already have. See, Prakriti is infinite, Ananta. Purusha is infinite. It can't be part of something. Then it becomes finite.
Yeah. 1 minute. On Purusha, infinite. Prakriti also
Infinite.
huh?
Yes.
Prakriti also. Okay.
Prakriti has remained Prakriti forever. It doesn't require Purusha. Purusha has remained as Purusha forever. It doesn't require Prakriti. Due to some reason, they come together.
They come together. Okay.
Now we are talking from the time they came together. We are not talking from the time they got separated.
Yes.
So let us not worry about how they should be separated, how they are separated and all that. If you can understand that they are together, then you can visualize what it is called separation. If you are imagining separation,
understanding together is possible. Yeah, you can continue this explanation.
yes. So the meaning what you are trying to portray, na karta na bhokta, is that it doesn't have anything called as karma, which is true.
Yeah, without karmic cycle it works. True.
Because it is not directing itself to a particular individual or a particular tree or a particular mountain or a particular thing. There's nothing called particular. It will hold everything.
That connection, what happens between these two, it is karma cycle or it's independent of karma cycle?
Karma can be attributed only to a GV.
Including plant.
Yes. But it doesn't have a mind. That's the only difference.
No, that's okay.
No, that is a bigger difference. It is not, it is okay. It is not at all okay.
When there is no mind, there is no liberation.
Exactly. So it becomes jada.
Jada.
Simple. So all trees, all plant, they stay the way they are.
So, 1 minute. There is no mind, no liberation. So tree will remain tree.
Yes. What do you think it will become?
Yeah.
And then you can pluck it. If it had a mind, you think you can go and pluck it.
Yeah.
It would have run away.
Correct.
So because it doesn't have a mind, you are able to go ahead and pluck it. So what Krishna is saying is the GV, what he is talking with Shashtani, sixth, the mind.
The moment you add mind, it is GV.
It is GV with certain attributes of Rajas, Tamas, Sattva.
That means the animals are also part of this.
Yes, sir.
Lion,
Yes, sir.
elephant.
All, including
They run
Deva,
away. Yes.
including Deva and Brahma. They're all part of the same.
And Brahma. But Deva and Brahma, they don't have this Panchendriya based body.
Who says?
They are only mind.
Mind has 5 senses, sir. He is saying Indriyani also is there, no? Manaha Shashtani Indriyani.
Devas, they have these Pancha Indriyas.
Sir, everybody has Indriya, including Brahma.
Only thing is they don't have Bhautika Sharira.
See, that's how you dream, right? In the dream state, you don't have all those indriyas. The physical organs are all sleepy. Only the mind is there, but you can get all the senses in the mind.
Is it like this? Human in the dream, no control. Simply that mind works on its own. But Devas, they have control also on their mind, right?
They have more sattva than others, that's all.
Now, if Deva wants to bless somebody, they can bless.
Because they have sattva.
But in the dream, I cannot bless anybody because I don't know. It simply happens. It's another world, dream world.
No, but you are going tangential. See, Deva, if you want to be a Deva, you have to develop sattvic qualities, which you have covered. If you want to be an Asura, you have to develop Rajas and Tamas. If you want to be an
No, I am talking about, I agree. That is when I have Panchabhuta related Sharira.
No,
But if
as per
your definition, Deva is, it is something, in my, for example, God, Deva. And that God doesn't have Panchabhutas. I give Naivedya. Last time you informed that their food is nothing but smell. So we do Naivedya Arpana. And they smell 1 year, they manage with that, no problem. Again, next year, same day, you do that, it's fine. Even for our Pitris also, something similar. But that's a difference, right? Here. One is Panchabhuta related, another is without Panchabhutas.
No, the Panchabhutas are there, but they are very subtle. Just like an ox and human being. Don't you think it has?
Yeah.
It doesn't have a Panchabhuta, you mean to say?
Similar to virus.
Yes.
Subtler than that.
Yeah, bacteria, it has Panchabhuta. Everything has a Panchabhuta.
Okay, now let's go to that, your explanation. So subtlest form, okay, now I agree that there is Panchabhuta and mind is, that's called Jivi. And plant you have explained. And you are trying to say what is Karta and Bhokta.
Okay, so if
there you have mentioned Karya, and with the mind what you do, that is your what do you call karma. Yeah, those things you have explained.
So, if the mind, that Shashtani Indriyani, 6th sense mind, were to be purified of Raga, Dvesha, Moha, it will start possessing the quality of consciousness.
When you purify, it will possess the quality of consciousness. Correct.
Now, if it is able to get the quality of consciousness is to manipulate the 5 elements. So now you can create 5 elements.
1 minute. This consciousness now still not Brahman, right?
It is Brahman only. What do you mean it is not? It is.
Okay.
It is. So that is the reason he uses the word there.
Raga, Dvesha, Moha, Rahita means it is Brahman. Okay.
Okay, so what he says in the 7th verse, he says, Mama eva amshaha jiva loke jiva bhutaha sanatanaha. Bhuta means all the 5 elements.
Yes.
Right? Mama eva amsha jiva loke. I have given my amsha.
Yes.
What is the amsha? To connect 5 senses with 5 sense object, with manas, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, then the 5 elements, that is the karmendriya, jnanendriya, and the 5 elements, and all of that amsha, that Purusha who is given its amsha is able to get the matter work as though it has life. So, if the mind, not your mind, if the mind can be purified to the level of consciousness, then it can do what consciousness can do. And what does that consciousness do is to control the 5 elements.
I have one question here.
Yeah.
When this energy is all pervading, and where is the space for that amsha to stay? Because everywhere you have only that Brahman.
Now you have to ask.
Everywhere. There's not a space anywhere.
Perfect.
For keeping that amsha again somewhere.
Now that you have to ask Sri Krishna. Because he has written it. Mama,
is it not the right doubt? What? No, is it not right doubt?
It is a right doubt. So I just want
there is nothing other than Brahman everywhere.
No, that is the concept. But see, the problem is that we create concept as reality. So I wanted to pull all of us from going towards conceptualization. The meaning of everything is Brahman means there is not even a place where you will not find consciousness.
Correct.
What it means that if anything is held together, can be called as a home, can be called as a tile, can be called as computer, can be called as a washing machine, can be called by whatever name, it is held by consciousness. That's what it means. Now, what do you mean by held or holding? It means it has held together all the 5 elements. Now, scientifically, this is law of thermodynamics, with that we have spoken enough number of times on that. First law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, third law of thermodynamics, and all that. So the atoms, what we are talking about, if they are going to stay in one particular way, that is, they're ordered. The world is unordered, whereas consciousness makes it ordered. So if anything is ordered, it will not last for a long time. It will go back to disorder. So if something is hot, it is going to turn cold, and that hot thing or the heat thing is what consciousness is all about. So everywhere there is tejas, and everywhere there is ojas. We've covered this in the 11th chapter also, how the Virat Rupa is working. So basically, what is that we are talking about consciousness? When we say consciousness, what really it means? It is all knower, all pervader. What does that really mean? It means that which can hold something together. That is consciousness. If earth is spinning, it's not because earth knows that it is spinning. It is because of consciousness it is able to spin. And that we call it as a gravitational force. So we are naming it, but we don't know what really it is. So the whole universe is pervaded by consciousness. If something is coming to life as a star or as a cluster of stars or as a galaxy or as whatever name we want to give, is created out of consciousness. So there is nothing other than consciousness which is existing. So looking from consciousness point of view, world is an illusion. It is a mithya. That's what the meaning is. So that is what reality exists. Now conceptualization here is that I feel that God is somebody or Brahman is something other than this, and I start searching for that Brahman. You will never find it, because it is right there with you all the time. If you are able to lift your hand, it is because of Brahman. If you are able to wink your eye, it is because of Brahman. If you are able to open the mouth, it is because of Brahman. But mind will say, I am opening it. I am the one who is making this eye wink. No, it is the consciousness or Brahman, Atman, whatever you want to call that as, is making that happen. So that is the reason they use a word, tena vina trinamapi na chalati. Because even to move that, first of all, that plant, the trina has to happen. That happening of trina using the 5 elements is the work of Purusha, not of Prakriti. Prakriti has its own guna. Prakriti has its own yama and niyama. So it follows its yama and niyama. That's all what it does. It knows how a human being has to be made. How the body is going to develop, it knows. Consciousness makes the development possible. It knows how a cat is. So the power on, it starts developing the cat. And that last line is Prakriti Sthani Karshati is what all that I'm trying to explain to you. So this is what the Amsha is, this is what Jiva is, and this is what Prakriti is, and this is how Purusha is. So if you are coming closer to consciousness, you can manifest the 5 elements in the way you want. If you are coming grossness in the mind, you can only use the 5 elements because it has become gross, so it cannot see that it has the ability to mimic what is there in the consciousness, so it takes rebirth after the other and one after the other because it is impure. Any question but?
Let us go ahead.
No, this is not answered, so I want to stay here only. The 7th verse is the most complicated verse of all. There is no point in going further.
So I think, Vilas, you can define what is GV.
Okay, what is GV? GV is that which thinks I am an individual. Here I have used the word think. And thinking is possible because of manas. Any question? That's all what GV is. If you look at a cockroach, the moment you go near the cockroach, it will run away because it knows I exist. I am an individual. It will look at another cockroach, but it treats that other cockroach as another cockroach. It will not treat that I am also part of the cockroach family. Just like we see each human being and we will make them as a separation. I am an individual. So that individualization is called a Jivi. And only when you have an individual, you can create Jagat, because you will experience what you want to experience. You will not experience what others are experiencing.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
So our understanding currently is the Mithya as Satya. That is the problem.
Yes, sir. Very true. That is the avidya. See, but you've been telling me that the morning sunrise and sunset is so beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Is it really true?
No, it is not true. Scientifically, it is not true.
Not scientifically, even otherwise it is not true.
Yeah, even though it is not true, but scientifically, these things we can experience. It is not.
Yes.
Or
Then-
Earth is rotating,
Correct.
and all that happens.
Yeah.
Even Earth rotation is also not true finally, spiritually.
No, you leave that earth rotation for time
Yeah.
being. Now the sunset, is it really beautiful?
This we have attached because whatever our mind enjoys, that is beautiful for us.
That beautiful and ugly state, what you have created, is called Jiva.
Correct.
That's all. That is the Chidabhasa.
Jiva is again here. Jiva is a concept again because it's a mithya.
No, you leave that for time being, but let's accept to what we are able to see. Now I see a sunset, right? If you apply Shankaracharya, it is illusion. If you apply Madhvacharya,
Yes.
it is true. I mean, you've been telling that there is a sunset, right?
It is true with respect to your mind.
No, you leave that aside. So,
And your
Bhagvadgita.
experience, right? That
Your
is the
experience.
experience.
see,
Yes.
aren't you experiencing sunset?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. So let's first come to that state before we jump into Advaita. Okay, so we are experiencing sunset, but you have been telling me regularly that weather is so nice, it is so comfortable, that sunset is so nice and all that. That means you are experiencing, you are feeling happy or not?
Yes. It is happy.
Yes, you're feeling happy. And this happiness which is coming to you from sunset is what is called a Chidabhasa. And that is called a Jiva. Did you not feel happy?
Understood. This definition is understood. Because Chidabhasa, it's all
Yes.
temporary in nature, but it is there.
No, you leave that. Permanent, temporary. Every evening you are able to see the sunset, so it becomes permanent.
Yes.
You can't say, okay, only yesterday the sunset was there, today I don't know what will be there. You know in your mind that today also there will be sunset. Cloud comes or not, that you don't know. But the way the weather is today, don't you feel that there is no sunset?
That is there.
That is there. So this is called a...
Perfectly at that time, something is happening. That is,
Yes.
I am witnessing.
Yes. So
Chidabhasa is right.
Chidabhasa is there. So this is the concept of Jiva. And now what is Jivi is, I am enjoying sunset is Jivi. See, like I got promoted, I will not say the word.
1 minute. Sunset is there, is not a jiva, it is panchabhautika, what happens. But as a jivi or jiva, I am enjoying it.
That is what, but
Jiva is not sunset, na?
no, you are
There is a jiva there.
No.
Sunset there is not jiva there, right?
No, wait. I didn't say sunset has a jiva. I am saying that the person who is witnessed that sunset, is he there or not there?
Yeah, that is right. That's what it is there.
That is jiva or chidabhasa.
Jiva, okay. Chidabhasa and jiva, same, okay.
One who says that I have seen the sunset is jivi.
Jiva is a witnessing. Jivi is, what is Jivi here? Jiva and Jivi for me.
Jivi is the one which will say, I did it, I am seeing it, I am hearing it, I am touching it, I am tasting it. All of that is coming from Jivi. That I who is doing it is Jivi.
The moment you bring that I-ness, it is Jivi. Okay, clear.
So your experience of sunset and Lata's experience of sunset, are they both the same?
No.
It will be different and it should be different. And this differentiation is called a Jagat. And that is the reason Madhvacharya is very right.
It is not only Madhvacharya, but if you see from this angle, for anybody, even for Shankaracharya, it is Jivi, Jagat and Jiva is there. Only thing is, Shankaracharya has not defined it.
No, Shankaracharya doesn't accept that there is anything called a Jivi, Jagat and Ishvara.
He is not accepting.
He's directly going the top.
Yeah, he is directly going that one step, full jump, long jump.
And then,
but this is Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya is a step by step.
Yes. So some time back, but you said you want to go step by step, right? You better follow Madhvacharya.
How is that possible?
That is right?
My step by step is not Madhvacharya step by step.
Through Shankaracharya, you will not get it.
Sadhana point of view, step by step, and get into finally jnana.
Now that is what I am telling you. That will not happen with Shankara.
But this is not a sadhana step by step. Here, he goes and stops somewhere. He says, go to Srimad Narayana and then he will take care. I am not in that currently.
No, you are not in anything. That is the problem.
Or anything, but I am not that.
No, but you are not in anything. That is the problem. So you have to go to something.
No, that I disagree. I am not anywhere. That my manas is not accepting it.
No, that is fine.
Somewhere.
No. Your manas is not accepting. That is agreeable, acceptable phenomena. But you have to follow something. And to follow something, you have to go to the root. So if you go to the root, you will understand where you are. So if you can't make a distinction between Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara and directly get into Brahman, you need a step-by-step instruction from Madhvacharya. Otherwise, it is not possible. In fact, Sri Hari only can help you.
See here, my mind thinking it should be Jnanam route. Now, in that route, step by step is what my definition.
No, that is no step by step.
There is no step by step. It is only one jump. Then right now here should happen for all.
Yes.
All
That is what Shankar.
That will happen one day. We said it will happen someday, right?
No.
And we are in the right track, right direction. All that you are talking.
Right.
I am talking with respect to that. Otherwise, it would have already happened. There is nothing called Guru Shishya also there. There is nothing called anything outside of Jnana.
That is correct, but
it's a liberated soul already.
no, wait.
Either not liberated or liberated. You have only two things.
No, first you should come into realization. That itself has not happened. You can never liberate without realizing.
As per Jnanam, no, again, I'm telling. As per Jnanam, there is nothing called in between stage. There's only one. Only Jnanam.
No,
Be
but,
there.
no.
There's nothing called realization also.
That is what Bhagvadgita also teaches. It is two
The moment you bring realization there, the moment you bring realization there, it is a step now.
That is
If it is a step, it is Madhvacharya.
no.
On some philosophy.
No, I think you are thoroughly misunderstood. See, the step here is there are.
Even though I misunderstood, this is what convincing me now.
No, that is okay.
As per your definition, what you have been talking to me in this 1 hour, no in between stage. If you have a stage, it is Madhvacharya. That means it is what you call Dvaita or something. But Jnana means it is right now here. You are already there. If you are already there, then what is that? Nothing.
Okay, now I don't have anything.
Sadhana Chatushtaya, Panchendriya, Panchabhuta, and all that is already dissolved. Nothing. It is that nothingness what you are telling. It is that is the stage. But in reality, we are not in that.
So now
That
what do you
does not
want?
mean that we are in some other philosophy. We are going that direction. That's what I am telling.
No, wait, see the direction or.
If you disagree that we are going that direction, then I am really confused.
No, you are on. See, I didn't say that you are not in that direction. But you need to know again, there are three distinctions of Siddha and Atma Jnana and Mukti. All the three are three different things. They are not one and the same. Once you are a Siddha Purusha, you will become a realized person, which is Atma Jnana. And once you are a realized sage, liberation, Mukti is definite because you have realized what is real and what is unreal. Okay. Now, in a normal way of working, there is Ajnana. So, they have three steps what has been indicated there. First step, go by sadhana chatushtaya. Ensure that none of it is missed. Right from Vairagya to Viveka to the Mumukshatva. That is the step number 1. If you want to call that a step. If you want to enter into the spiritual journey of liberation, you need to ensure that these 9 things what Shankara talks about is completely implemented flawlessly. Not a single flaw should appear. This is one way of looking. Then there is Bhagvadgita way of looking, where you need to implement 40 qualities as a bhakta and 20 qualities as a jnani. If you are saying I want jnana marga, then you already have 40 qualities of a bhakta and 20 qualities completely embodied in you, which makes it 60. This is the second step. Third step, you want to go through the Ashtanga Yoga from Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Then you need to establish 5 Yamas and 5 Niyamas, which are equivalent to 40 plus 20 of Bhagavad Gita or 9 of Shankara. So these are the 3 things what you have in Hindu philosophy. If you are following Hindi philosophy like in Upanishad or Veda or whatever it is, then you can choose any one of them and it will take you to the liberation. The only difference in Madhvacharya and Ramanujacharya is that there is no sadhana chatushtaya. There is nothing called as sadhana. For sadhana, Sri Hari has to bless you. Why? Because I am not able to let go of Jivi, Jagat and Ishvara. So when I'm not able to get rid of these 3 things called Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara, there is no point in doing sadhana chatushtaya. Then I have to go with Madhvacharya, because he then shows the path of how to convince Hari to show you the mithya nature or illusory nature of Brahman, which is the Maya of Ishvara. And then only the Jagat and the Jivi concept will go away from the mind. Otherwise, the Jivi and Jagat concept is going to stay with me forever. So now I have to make a choice. It's not somebody has to make a choice. It is myself who have to make a choice that, look, I am not able to get rid of the Jivi, Jagat, Ishvara. no matter how much I try, I am not able to do it. So should I not change the path or the philosophy? So I need to change the philosophy to Dvaita philosophy, because then Jagat is Satya and Brahman is also Satya. Then I will see how to remove the Jagat. Otherwise, it is not possible. So whom should I contact? I should contact a God, which is Brahman, named as Hari. It can be named as Shiva also, named as Durga also, named as whatever name. But then I need to enter into Savikalpa Samadhi. Then only I will be able to see what is this Nirguna, Nirakara Brahman is all about. So then I need to choose Madhva's philosophy. If I am not able to do that, and then I have some clarity about Jivi Jagat, but I am not having a perfect clarity on Ishvara, then I need to follow Vishishta Advaita Marga, because that gives me information on how to see Ishvara through Lakshmi. So now I have Vishnu and Lakshmi, so Amma can help me to see the Father, which is also good. So all of these three margas are required for people who have problem in seeing through the five elements. So you require a Bhuta Shuddhi to be there to do a Chitta Shuddhi, because Chitta Shuddhi is not easy. So you need to first have the Bhuta Shuddhi done. So you need to understand what is the Prithvi element doing, what is the Apo element doing, and Vayu and Tejo and Akasha doing, and you should stop that attraction towards these five elements. So then only you can see the Purusha, otherwise it is not possible. Okay, so it is not that I am trying to tell you but you are not on the right path. What I am trying to tell you is that you need to see whether you are able to get rid of Jivi Jagat Ishvara as a concept. If yes, follow Shankara. If you are not able to get it right on Jivi Jagat Ishvara and it is confusing, then better to go and study Madhvacharya's principle, because that helps in understanding what is Jagat and what is Jivi and how Ishvara, that is Sri Hari, can be understood. If there is a reasonable amount of clarity on Jivi, lesser amount of clarity on Jagat, and no clarity at all on Ishvara, then Vishishta Advaita will certainly help in realizing the truth. All the three will take you to truth. The direct marga which can be experienced in this life itself is Shankara. May not happen in this life, in some other life it will happen, is Madhvacharya and Ramanujacharya. Now the first one is a very difficult one because it is directly going to Brahman. No steps, nothing. Only step here is sadhana chatushtaya. If you have implemented all of those 9, you will certainly get rid of Jivi, Jagat and Ishvara. So this is the conclusion of the 7th verse.
Yes, sadhana chatushtaya, yes, I fully agree.
But that has to be completely implemented, otherwise it will still be illusion oriented.
Correct.
So number 1, Vairagya, is that you should have Vairagya of everything right now.
Teaching, what is done in my mind is now, if you follow Madhva, you need one more life to reach, or somebody else has to help us to reach liberation.
Correct.
If you follow Shankara, this life right now means the moment you realize you are already there.
Now you just now said realize, right? You agree that there is something called realization.
Yeah, realization is Jnanodaya. The moment you have Jnanodaya, then it will guide you to go to moksha.
But you just now said earlier that there is nothing called...
Udaya is the starting point, yes.
So you...
Udaya has happened.
Correct. So when I said that there is a step of realization, you said there is no realization, directly liberation. Now you are saying that there is realization.
See, that is based on your explanation. What I said is that you said that for me, you. Okay, I am Jivi now. And then you started explaining all this. Madhva philosophy and the stage. See, for anything, when the moment you put any step, because you told me that sometime back I told you step by step process, nothing but going there. You have used that one, that it is a good for me to follow, then the Madhva. That is where I had my own, a feeling. No, that step by step is not my understanding, it is your understanding. My understanding was same sadhana. Right now, here, getting that jnana.
Right.
Because that jnana there is a trigger. It has to happen after a long, this one, what you call, continuous practice. Nididhyasana, what we are talking now.
Yes.
I am talking about Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is a continuous process.
Correct. So now Shravana is over.
Then you told me that I have not understood that. But Nididhyasana and all this theoretical, I have understood all this. Practically, we are implement. Once we implement, we are there.
No, my question was, when will you implement? So the thing is, when you start implementing, you will start to get the obstacles. Till you implement, there are no obstacles because you have understood it intellectually.
Yeah.
You have understood it very nicely intellectually, so there is no problem at all. The work you start implementing.
Yeah. First step is awareness. We are into that awareness.
Okay.
Awareness, dhyana. That is what I am practicing.
Okay. But
Okay, thank you. It was a good discussion. 9:30 now.
okay, so we'll meet up
I
tomorrow.
have another meeting. Somebody is waiting. We'll meet up tomorrow.
Okay.
Good discussion.
Okay then. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Vilas.
One minute. Okay.